So my intention with today around release the struggle and become an open conduit for love, make your business an open conduit for love, is to give you a different perspective on this that will allow you to use all the resources and trainings you have previously received and will continue to be coming out, and to be able to take that and make it truly aligned for you. Make it actually feel good for you, because what I want more than anything for you is for you to feel free. So there are core things that you desire. And I was going over this a little bit yesterday with some of my inner circle clients around, like, think about what your goals are. Think about what it is that you say you desire. Maybe it's a certain number of clients, maybe it's a certain income goal, maybe you're wanting to have your first 10K month, whatever it is. And one of the most powerful things that you can do for yourself is notice what those goals are, and then go a layer, if not 2 layers below that goal. And what I mean by this is ask yourself, what does this goal represent? What does this goal represent? So think of the things that you desire right now, that you really, really, really want to happen this month, if not this week, whatever the goal is. What does that goal or desire actually represent for you? What does it actually mean? So maybe your desire to have your first 10K month, well, what does that actually mean for you? If you had your first 10K month, what would that mean? Maybe it'd mean you're on the right path. It would mean that you are officially successful. It would mean that you're a real coach or real course creator, real whatever it is. And if you will follow that thread down from your goals, continually asking, but what's really underneath this? What does this goal really represent? What does this desire really mean? So even follow that next level. Okay, if I were making 10K a month, well, that would mean that I made it, that I'm really successful, that I'm a real coach. Okay, what would that mean? What do you really want? Is your deepest desire to be a real coach and to be seen as successful by others? What is the deepest true desire of your soul? And one of the things that came through yesterday on that call that I hadn't really thought of it in this way before, and it hadn't come through in this way before, is that if you follow down your goals and you keep exploring and you go to where there's no further to unwind or peel back layers, an incredible thing happens. When you peel back the layers to the core of your goals and your desires, you will identify your unique soul blueprint for success, okay? Each of you has a unique soul blueprint for success. How good does that sound and feel? How good would it feel to have your actual unique soul blueprint for success crystal clear for you, so you know the aligned actions to be taking on a daily basis? Now let me give you an example of this. So for myself, if the goal is, one of the goals that I've focused on many times and also have created at times, is this idea of 100K months. And when I ask myself, well, what do 100K months actually represent? It's this same thing as the 10K months. Same thing. It's always the same thing. It tends to be, oh, then I'm really successful. Then I made it. Then I officially have the $1 million business. Then I am in the cool girls club. Then I'm whatever it is. I'm all these things. Okay, but what does that represent? What's actually underneath it? If that money were already coming in, what would that actually mean? If 100K every month, or whatever the number is for you, 10K, whatever it is, if that were already done, if that were normal, if you didn't even need to think about it and the 4 clients you desire every single month just automatically signed up, what would that actually mean? And as I explored this for myself, what I realized and uncovered is that if I were hitting that goal that I was like, this is the goal I want to hit consistently, it needs to be this way, if I were hitting that consistently, if that were my new normal, if that just was, I didn't even have to think about it, what would that mean? And you can do this for yourself as well. I highly recommend doing this for yourself as well. What would that mean? For me, I realized what it would mean is that I'm showing up consistently, fully, as all of me, as the messenger, not the editor, not holding back anything, being all of me unapologetically, creating the programs I feel called to create at the pricing that I feel called to share, that I know exactly what I would be doing how I'd be feeling. Now here's the cool thing. Do you see what that just did? By me getting to the core of what would it actually mean if I were consistently hitting my goals in the ways that I want to be consistently hitting my goals, it would mean I was showing up as all of me. That means I just uncovered my own unique blueprint for success. So how do I create the income goal that I started with? How do I create the desire that I want? How do I create whatever it is for you? Your 4 clients every single month? You create those by doing what you would be doing if it were already done. By going to that space of what it would mean if your current goal was normal. Does this make sense? So think about your goal. What would it mean if that goal were normal? What would that mean? Because a lot of times we're chasing after something for self-validation to feel like we're good enough, and we don't feel like we're good enough until the thing has happened. I see it happen with so many. Even when you all were narrowing down your messaging, you're like, well, what I really want to be talking about is money mindset. What I really want to be talking about is helping people create their own soul businesses. What I really want to be talking about is helping people create their dream bodies. But I'm not allowed to talk about that until I've done it a million times over myself first. And so you can never get to the thing that you actually want to be doing, your true soul work, because the path to it would be going through it. The path to having the money, so you feel like you can talk about the money, is allowing yourself to talk about the money now. The path to attracting your dream health coaching clients who want to manifest their ideal bodies is allowing yourself to coach and teach and share that now, even if you're not in the most ultimate ideal version of your body that has ever existed. The way to it is through it. So what do you actually want? And if that goal were normal and just how it is, what would that actually mean about you? And then go do that. The most miraculous thing is I find that when we unravel our goals, the how, the steps to take, your unique formula, your soul's unique blueprint for success are actually wound up within your soul desires and goals. Does this make sense? So the way that you release the struggle is you stop playing at the surface level of trying to go after a goal that you're using for self-validation to feel like you belong, that you're worthy, that you're good enough, etc. It's identifying what you truly desire and then following that thread down to your soul's unique blueprint for success. Now there's another piece of this that will help you to release the struggle around trying to make things happen. I remember one of my first coaches and teachers was Mike Dooley from Infinite Possibilities. He's known for his notes from the universe. He was on The Secret. He's all about thoughts become things. And he would talk about how you could go through and navigate and unwind every possible fear, block, whatever that, has ever happened to stop you from making money or stop you from having whatever the goal is that you desire to have. You could go through and look at everything that happened in your childhood. You could navigate all of that. Or you could use the bulldoze method, he would call it. And this bulldoze method was basically going straight to what you actually desire and just skipping all of the figuring it out and the working through childhood trauma and whatever else had happened and just going straight to the thing. Now, that's lovely in theory, but you're like, well, how do I get to the thing? How do I go straight to that energy if I'm somewhere over here in the muck? This is where surrender comes in. And surrender is something that I'm going to be talking about a lot coming up in a lot of different ways. I'm just about to open something new called Surrender into Success. And I believe that surrender is one of our superpowers, and that surrender is not giving up, it's not backing down, it's not quitting. Surrender is actually relaxing back into your truest state. Surrender is allowing yourself to go with the path of least resistance, to put your arms out and float down the river instead of struggling so much to try to swim up it, okay? Now, we get afraid that if we do this, then we're not going to get what we want. It's all going to fall apart because the only way we can possibly have a miraculous life is if we struggle and sacrifice and hustle, hustle, hustle. And yet, what I'm pretty positive most of you want, and why you were even attracted to this space, is because you're kind of done and tired with the hustle and the struggle and the push, push, push and the sacrifice, right? What if you remember that we are living in a universe that is infinite loving consciousness? And you are not something that is separate from that universe. You are not separate from that energy, except when you think you are. That energy is here to support you, guide you. What if you truly believed that all of your needs will always be met? What if you truly believed, feel that all of your needs would always be met? Do you feel the deep breath? Do you feel the drop of the shoulders? Do you feel yourself lean back and relax a little? That energy, that softness, that is surrender. And miracles happen from that space. So much of what I have been able to create in my business has come from that energy. That's why I can show up on a daily basis and feel relaxed and free. And I can give you some examples of this. So, for instance, with putting out this new program, what I can tend to do when something new is about to come out is want to get in my head about it. Okay, but how do I do it? Do I need to put together the perfect sales page? What should the pricing be? You all know this. You've all experienced it out there, right? It is what's the right way to do it? Because if I don't do it right, then it's all going to fall apart. How do you navigate that? With surrender. Giving it all over, offering it back to your highest self, to divine, to the universe, whatever you want to call it. The language is up to you. But what I know to be true is that the impact I want to have is helping more visionaries, soul-led entrepreneurs, creatives, and just good people on this planet to have the incredible lives that are available to them, to have the incredible impact that they want to have without the struggle and the hustle. How do you do it? You get clear on what your true soul desires are, and you surrender. Those are the biggest steps that I take on a daily basis. What do I actually desire? What is the destiny that I know I'm here to live? What is the legacy that I know I'm ready to create? None of you here have chosen to incarnate on this planet because you wanted to book 2 clients a month and make $5,000 a month, and you just would like to do that and ride that out forever. That can be an absolute goal and desire right now, but you are made for more. You are not here to struggle with money. You are not here to struggle with chasing down a client. You are not here to spend years of your life trying to figure out the perfect coaching package to share and what the exact price point would be, and then spend the next 2 years designing it, and then, no, there is a legacy that you are meant to live. Go to your big vision. Go to the vision beyond the vision. And when it feels like too much, when it feels overwhelming, when you're not sure the steps to take, that's when you surrender. And one of the ways that you can surrender is by choosing to be an open conduit for love, for divine. My business always feels the easiest when I stop trying to figure it all out, when I stop thinking there's a right way to do it, when I take the deep breath, soften my shoulders, open my hands up to receive rather than grasping at trying to get something. I open my hands to receive, and I use a prayer that's so simple and so powerful. Use me. Use me. Use me. Now, this doesn't have to have anything to do with religious beliefs, none of it. I don't personally prescribe to any particular religion. What I do prescribe to is infinite loving consciousness. What I do prescribe to is that there is an energy that lives within all things, that is us, that is interwoven between every ounce of this entire universe, this friendly universe, this powerful universe. And that peace comes from knowing, freedom comes from knowing that deep down love is all there is and that we can always return to that state. I show up each day and allow myself to be guided. My business is really nothing more than what do I truly desire at the core of all of it, not just like I want this purse. What do I really desire? What is the impact I want to have? What are the emotions, feelings, and energies that I want to experience? What do I desire? And then use me. Use me. Let me share this work with others. Show me. Give me the inspired action. My business is one inspired action followed by the other. Sometimes it happens within minutes. Sometimes it's 24 hours before the next inspired action comes. It doesn't mean that I've done something wrong or I've broken it. And any time that I'm like, no, but what do I have to do? But I have to write the right email or call the program the right title or the people might not purchase it. Oh yes, I'm getting back into my head again. I'm getting back into my ego again. It's another opportunity to more deeply surrender, detach. It's not that we don't get to have our desires. It's not that we don't get to have control over our lives, but it's so much easier when we stop trying to micromanage every single tiny detail and shift our beliefs to, I know everything is always working out for me. I know everything is always working out for me. Receiving is easy for me. Everything is happening for my highest good. I'm wanting to provide you with a different perspective of all of this so that you don't go through these trainings in this program and turn this into some form of bondage where if you don't kick your ass and make the things happen, it's not going to work. If you get up every single day and know what you truly desire, back yourself on it, and surrender to what's the next step, guide me, make it obvious. If you're asking for signs, like, it just doesn't need to be complicated things like, I don't know, was that a sign? The things get to be obvious. So, inspired action are those actions that come along. You have that idea and you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. Oh, curious, I wonder if that would work. I think I want to try that out. The issue is that a lot of times when the inspired action comes along, you go, ooh, this sounds amazing, followed by, well, but who am I? Why would people listen to me? Why would they follow me? Why would they believe me? So never mind, I won't do it. What I'm asking you to do is to believe in something greater, and that something greater is your highest self, your soul, your truth. What I'm asking you to do is when those inspired actions come along, take them. And if you're afraid, give that over to love as well. Because there then becomes a time where you get to gracefully navigate your humanity and your divinity, where you get to gracefully experience heaven on earth. And that comes from being fully human, all the human aspects, the fears, the second guessing, the material things, all of that, but also knowing that you can always surrender back into your true state, the infinite energy, the quantum field, what connects all, okay? I just want to give you one other quick analogy of this that I shared with my inner circle clients yesterday, and it came to me on a bike ride a couple nights ago, and it's this analogy of thinking of infinite loving consciousness as the ocean. It's this massive body, this massive field of energy, okay? And you are a drop. It does not mean that you are not powerful. You are not separate from the ocean. You are the same energy. But the issue is that we end up running around as a drop, being like, I gotta make the things happen. I gotta launch the programs. I gotta get all the clients to buy the things. And I gotta go. And we're frenzied. We're grasping. We're trying to make the things happen. The moment that we can notice when we're slipping into the frenzy, when we're trying to move mountains as a drop, we can then choose to surrender back into the entire ocean. Can you imagine how easy it is to move a mountain? How easy it is to hit your goals? How easy it is to show up powerfully and confidently when you show up as the entire ocean instead of as a single drop? Okay? Can you imagine how liberating your entire business would feel if your focus on a daily basis was less around I need to get 1,000 new followers on Instagram and make $7,000 happen today, and instead you shifted your focus to use me. Let me be of service. Let me share my message. Let me help someone today with the work that I believe in so deeply. If you live your legacy, the following, the reach, the opportunities, the money will take care of itself. All of your needs will be met and so much more. Okay? So I wanted to provide that as another way of approaching this, because there's these two ends of the spectrum that I see so many people working from. It's the energy and mindset and manifestation have nothing to do with it, and I'm just going to kick ass and make the things happen and go and hustle and push and figure out all the strategies and study. I'm like a crazy person. And then there's the other end of the spectrum that's none of the strategies or any of this mean anything. It's all about the mindset and the energy, which I'm all about the energy, believe me. But it's like the law of attraction punisher or something. It's like, oh, I only got 2 clients this month instead of 4. My mindset must be off. I'm going to try to do better next month. Oh, I only had this much money come in instead of this much. I must be blocking myself. Oh, it's this manic manifesting and personal punishment for not creating exactly what you wanted. Oh, you got a flat tire. You must have been having some negative thoughts. Try better next time. Neither end of that spectrum feels good, and neither end of that spectrum is your power. Your power is far above that. Your power is so much deeper than that. Keep coming back to what do you actually desire. Allow your desires to be preferences. Yes, this is what you want, but it's this or something better. Detachment. Not I have to have this to feel like I'm good enough or I'll never believe I'm worthy. Get clear on your desires. No, it's this or something better. Surrender back into your truth. Surrender back into infinite loving consciousness. And take inspired action. Those 3 things will change your life. Okay? So, see if there's anything else that definitely wants to come through at this time. In so many ways, it really is simple. Because if in every moment that fear pops up or second guessing pops up or I'm not sure what to do or actions to take, you keep coming back to, I give this over. I give this to love. I offer this to love. You open up to the guidance. And it doesn't have to be something outside of you. I want to be very aware when I say like give it over, offer it over, surrender it. It doesn't have to be, it depends on what feels most aligned for you. If it feels good to give it to God and like, now I'm guided and supported by God, that feels amazing, fantastic. If you more prescribe to like it's goddess and divine and it's the divine feminine energy and you want to give it to that energy, perfect. If it's neither of those and it feels like your highest self, your truest self, the spark of life that lives within you, give it to that. Whatever it is, whatever feels aligned for you, that is there to support you, to guide you in every single step. I cannot tell you how joyful this life is when we stop trying and we show up with the energy of, what can I do today? Where can I go today? Use me. Let me be an open vessel, an open conduit for love. My inner circle clients, I was having a conversation with them in our voice and text messaging chat a few days ago, and they were talking about my copy and how I write and how powerful it is. Like, how do I do it? How does it come along? And we went into that a little bit more deeply, and sometimes I think my copy's crap, and sometimes I think it's amazing and all of it, but where majority of it comes from is me being an open conduit. Where my most powerful trainings come from is me being like, I'm here. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know what is meant to be said will come through. I'm here. I don't know what I'm going to write on this page, but I'm open to the message. Use me. Use me, divine. Use me. Allow me to be a vessel. Because I really believe that our greatest joy is when we get to be in constant communion with our highest self. When we get to allow what is meant to come through in this moment to come through. When we get to allow what this moment was made for to be used for that. That is peace. That is hands open receiving. And from this space, all of your needs and far, far beyond will always be met. But from a space of ease, alignment, and flow, instead of pushing, struggle, hustle, manic manifesting, and all the things that quite simply you're sick and tired of.